inspiring message for Stefon before the game. One inspiring message for him.
Good luck.
So now we finally have an update on what really might have gone down between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs during Super Bowl weekend. Things looked picture perfect at first, but by halftime it was over. Cardi didn't even stay for the full game. She dipped right after halftime. That sudden exit had social media in absolute chaos for days, with everyone trying to decode what really happened behind the scenes. At first, people were convinced the breakup had something to do with Stefon's close friend, Pri. There was already history there. Pri was previously linked to Cardi's soon-to-be ex-husband, Offset, and not in a small way. Reports claim she wasn't just someone casual, she was allegedly deeply involved, and there was even talk of a pregnancy connected to that situation. So, of course, tension was expected. Anybody would feel a type of way about that history popping back up. Now, here's where it gets messy. Pri had been friends with Stefon long before Cardi entered the picture. Small world, right? She was front row at the Super Bowl with his family, and she had also been seen on the field the day before at a Patriots friends and family meet and greet. Cameras caught everything. Naturally, people assumed that was the problem. It looked wild from the outside. Your partner standing close to someone tied to old drama, that's uncomfortable for anybody. But that wasn't the real issue. The deeper tension reportedly involved one of Stefon's children's mothers, Kiki. She was also at the Super Bowl, seated front and center, and she didn't waste a second posting about it on her Instagram stories. That post spread fast. Some sources claim that was the final straw, and here's what allegedly happened. Stefon wanted both of his sons at the game. Cardi agreed with that idea because the children should always come first. The problem wasn't the kids, it was the tension surrounding one specific adult dynamic. There have been ongoing reports that one of the mothers had been openly critical of Cardi and their relationship, feeding stories to blogs for over a year and suggesting everything was just for publicity. That kind of energy creates stress, especially when the spotlight is already intense.
Hi, Cardi.
Get away from my man.
Yeah.
You're the man, you know? Maybe I'm a lap dance.
Oh my God.
Originally, Stefon's mother was supposed to bring the child. That plan reportedly changed at the last minute when Kiki decided she wanted to attend in person. To avoid conflict, Stefon arranged a separate ticket for her in general admission, away from the family suite. The goal was to keep things calm and respectful. But the second she sat down, she posted it online, and blogs picked it up instantly. Exactly the kind of attention Cardi was trying to avoid. This wasn't about excluding anyone's children. It was about boundaries and protecting peace in a high-pressure public moment. When you're in a relationship under constant scrutiny, managing outside drama matters. If adults use access to create tension or stir attention, that puts strain on everything. There have also been non-stop rumors labeling the relationship as PR, even after they welcomed a child together. Before the baby, some people questioned it. But after a child, that's serious. It's hard to believe everything is fake when real family dynamics are involved. Still, the gossip hasn't stopped. Some observers think Kiki's appearance wasn't random. She showed up styled and camera-ready, Patriots gear on, positioned front row. It gave "I planned this" energy to a lot of viewers. Whether that's fair or not, perception matters when millions are watching. There's also speculation that this same pattern caused tension over the holidays. Reports said Cardi avoided certain gatherings because she didn't want her children around unnecessary conflict. There were claims that some of the mothers preferred their children not attend events without being present themselves. That same last-minute shift reportedly happened again at the Super Bowl. If that's true, it creates a pattern.
Sounds like some wives and girlfriends of the New England Patriots are having issues with Cardi B because Page Six and many others are reporting that some of the wives and girlfriends are saying that they no longer want to be around her. Some of them are saying that Cardi is very loud, she speaks very loudly, she says anything that she wants to say, and that she comes off like she wants to be the center of attention.
Now, let's be honest, when multiple co-parenting situations are involved, things can get complicated fast. Stefon has several children with different women. Reports say he welcomed multiple babies within a short period of time. That's a lot of personalities, emotions, and opinions to balance. When feelings aren't fully settled, drama can pop up at any moment. Some insiders even claim Kiki still holds a special place in his heart. And if she has allegedly been speaking to blogs about the relationship, people are now questioning whether certain rumors came from that direction too. Nothing is confirmed, but the timing has people talking. Even with all this noise, this might not be the end. If this version of events is accurate, it feels more like frustration than finality. Cardi may just be fed up and expecting stronger boundaries. If Stefon steps up, manages the outside chaos, and proves he can protect the relationship from distractions, there's a real chance they could spin the block. This might just be a temporary break in a very public storm. What makes this whole situation even louder is the power dynamic behind the scenes. When you are dating someone in the public eye, especially an athlete with multiple co-parenting situations, you are not just dating the person, you are stepping into a whole system. Every appearance, every seat assignment, every Instagram post becomes a statement whether you like it or not. Cardi is not new to drama, but this is different. This is about respect in real time on one of the biggest stages in the world. If the reports are accurate, the real frustration was not about children being present, because children should absolutely be supported and celebrated. The issue was about last-minute switches, public optics, and whether proper boundaries were enforced.
I don't finally get the picture that men like Stefon Diggs don't give a fuck. I don't care what stature the woman is. I don't care if she was the Queen of England, bitch. I don't care. She is Cardi B. Let me tell you, I learned a long time ago when Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry, the woman that every man desired and wanted, I knew it was over. And I was young. I was a little girl then. It's over for me. When Becky with the good hair was able to get Jay-Z, I knew it was over. The regular bitches, we don't stand a chance. However, what Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, it's as old as time. The story is as old as time. Ladies, what you got betwixt your legs in your bank account don't matter to a nigga that don't give a fuck. I don't care. It don't matter. These niggas, the one thing you can count on most of these niggas to do is to make you look stupid. And that's not all of them, because there's some really, really good black men out here in this world, y'all. But they got a whole bunch of ain't nothing ass niggas. And a lot of times, they show you who they is before you lay in a bed with them, before you give them your body, before you give them a child. They show you who they is. Cardi B just probably one of them women she didn't care for. She knew he was there for a good time, not a long time, and she probably was okay with that. Fuck, she got the money to do it. But child, listen, y'all, listen. These men, you can count on most of them to make you look stupid.
When a plan changes at the last second, and the person who has allegedly been critical of the relationship suddenly shows up and posts front row content, it creates a perception that things are not being managed tightly. In high-profile relationships, perception can be just as damaging as reality. It is not about jealousy. It is about structure. It is about making sure nobody feels blindsided. If Cardi felt like she walked into a situation that could have been handled differently, that hits hard. And if blogs immediately ran with narratives the second that post went up, that only adds pressure. Social media moves fast, and once a story takes off, you cannot pull it back. That kind of stress during a championship game, that is overwhelming. From the outside, some people might say it's just seeding. But in a relationship under a microscope, small details are big signals. If one partner feels exposed or unprotected in a public setting, that feeling does not disappear when the game ends. It follows you home. It turns into arguments. It turns into questions like, why wasn't this handled? And why am I finding out in real time? That is the part people do not see. It is not about control. It is about consideration. And when emotions are already layered with past drama and online rumors, even a small spark can set off a wildfire. Now add in the bigger picture, and it gets even more complicated. Managing multiple co-parenting relationships requires strong communication and firm boundaries. That does not mean cutting anyone out. It means making expectations clear so no one feels like they have to compete for space or attention. When several adults are involved, and some of them may still have unresolved feelings or personal opinions, things can turn tense fast. If it is true that certain rumors about the relationship were being circulated behind the scenes, that adds another layer. Trust becomes fragile when outside voices keep entering the chat. And when a partner feels like someone connected to the situation might be feeding narratives to blogs, that can create deep insecurity. Not insecurity in love, but insecurity in stability. Cardi has her own brand, her own reputation, and her own children to think about. Walking away at halftime could have been her way of saying, I am not doing this today. Sometimes leaving is not about ending everything. It is about drawing a line. It is about showing that certain situations will not be tolerated. If Stefon truly wants long-term peace, he may need to tighten up the structure around him. That means clear plans, no last-minute surprises, and making sure every adult involved understands the boundaries. Because when multiple households are connected, respect has to be consistent across the board. Otherwise, every holiday, every big game, every public event becomes a potential headline. That is exhausting.
The Patriots losing the Super Bowl is not really a shocker to me. Stefon Diggs didn't really bring the best juju with him. Why would this man invite his girl best friend that had relations with Offset? You know, Cardi's other baby daddy / husband, ex-husband. You invited your girlfriend's husband's mistress? This is too messy. And Cardi unfollowing him right after he lost the Super Bowl was even messier. I mean, regardless, they share a baby together, so it really doesn't matter. But we know that she was making a point. Like you showed him. That man had it looking like it was an episode of Maury out there. He also had his other baby mamas there too. It was just too many vibes out there. And did I mention that he got punched on? He lost the game, lost the fight, lost his relationship. And he's about to lose a lawsuit too. Allegedly. I definitely want to throw out allegedly out there. For everything I just said, allegedly.
Still, relationships with real feelings do not just disappear overnight. If there is love there, and if both sides are willing to reset and build better systems, this could be a lesson instead of a breakup. But one thing is clear. In a spotlight this bright, every move matters, and chaos cannot be allowed to run the show. At the end of the day, this whole situation feels bigger than one football game or one Instagram post. It is about how public relationships survive under pressure when millions of eyes are watching every move. Cardi walking out at halftime was not just a random decision. That was a statement. That was emotion in motion. When someone feels overwhelmed, disrespected, or caught off guard, sometimes the only power move left is to remove yourself. And doing it on a stage that big, that speaks loud without saying a single word. People can debate the details all day, but feelings do not lie. If she felt like the environment was not controlled or the energy was off, that matters. You cannot build something steady in the middle of chaos, especially not when cameras are flashing and blogs are waiting to twist every frame into a headline. Now here's where things get real. If Stefon wants this relationship to last, it is going to take more than flowers and private apologies. It is going to take structure. It is going to take leadership. When you have multiple co-parenting dynamics, you cannot move casually. Everything has to be planned with clarity. Every adult involved has to understand boundaries. Children deserve support and love from both parents, always. But the adults have to move with maturity and respect. No sneak moves, no last-minute switches, no online posts that stir speculation. When your partner is standing next to you in public, they should feel secure, not stressed. That is the foundation. Without that, every big event turns into another test, and nobody wants to feel like they are constantly being tested in their own relationship. Still, let's not ignore the fact that strong emotions usually mean there is still something worth fighting for. If this was truly over for good, the energy would feel colder. This feels heated. This feels like two strong personalities clashing over boundaries and respect. Cardi is not someone who plays small, and she is not going to sit quietly if she feels uncomfortable. Stefon, on the other hand, is used to high-pressure moments on the field. But relationships are not games you can win with talent alone. They require emotional intelligence. They require balance. If he can show that he understands why the situation upset her and makes real adjustments, there is room for a comeback. People have bounced back from worse when both sides are willing to grow it. So what happens next? That depends on actions, not captions. Social media will keep talking. Blogs will keep guessing. But the real decisions will happen behind closed doors. If they sit down, clear the air, and create real structure moving forward, this could be a turning point instead of a breakup. Sometimes storms expose the cracks so you can fix them properly. Other times, they show you that the foundation was never solid to begin with. Either way, this Super Bowl moment will not be forgotten. It was dramatic, it was public, and it forced everything into the light. Now, the only question left is simple. Will they rebuild stronger, or will this halftime exit be the moment that changed everything for good?